Hi, fourth grade. Welcome back. We are continuing with the Constitution today. So we're doing lesson 2, chapters 2 and 3. Today we are learning to understand the importance of creating the Constitution after the United States gained its freedom. We know it was successful when we can explain the difficulties that the United States faced after the Revolutionary War, and when we can describe the Constitutional Convention. Our key vocabulary today is the Revolutionary War. So this was the war from 1775 to 1783 that they gave the 13 American colonies independence from Great Britain. Our next vocabulary word is delegates. These are people chosen to represent others at a meeting. And our last word is unanimous. This is having the agreement of all. Chapter 2, the Divided States of America. The United States was not united at all when it was formed in 1776. Leaders from the 13 states fought about almost everything. Some even refused to go to meetings. How would the country ever come together? Could they agree on a set of rules to govern themselves? Our caption says Benjamin Franklin suggested calling the new country the United Colonies of North America. So, interesting, different name. Over here, this map shows the United States when it first declared independence. So it shows our first 13 colonies over here. Some people wanted a government to lead all the states, others didn't. The country was fighting the British in the Revolutionary War. People wanted freedom from the British government. Some feared that a strong U.S. government would take away too much of their freedom. Each state sent delegates or representatives to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The delegates created a plan for a weak federal government known as the Articles of Confederation. Our caption says, the first battle of the Revolutionary War was fought in Lexington, Massachusetts. 8 colonists were killed and 9 others were wounded. The country in trouble. The war with Great Britain ended in 1783. The United States was now free, but the excitement didn't last long. The Articles of Confederation were causing big problems. There was no easy way to resolve disputes between the states. The country did not have a national court system. To make or change a law, a unanimous vote of the states was needed, meaning every single state had to agree. That meant every state had to agree, so nothing was getting done. The Articles of Confederation were ratified on March 1st, 1781. The plan created a very weak government. Money problems. The new government didn't have any money. It had borrowed nearly $70 million from other countries to pay for the war. It couldn't collect taxes to pay its debt. States had money problems too. Massachusetts farmers rebelled against rising state taxes. The federal government had no army and few weapons to fight back. The fighting alarmed Americans. They worried that the new government couldn't keep the peace. So down there, the caption says a farmer named Daniel Shays led 1,500 men in a revolt against the Massachusetts government. This was called Shays' Rebellion. Time to do something. The leaders realized the Articles of Confederation didn't work. The United States was falling apart. A leader from Virginia named James Madison wanted to help create a strong government. Madison thought about what would be the best for his young country. He was well prepared for the large meeting or convention. He arrived before anyone else, sat in the front row, and took detailed notes each day. Down here it says in 1809, James Madison became the 4th president of the United States. And our caption below the picture says James Madison spent a year reading about different governments before the Constitutional Convention. Okay, so now we're going to meet the 5 framers of the Constitution. So it says a total of 55 delegates went to Philadelphia in the spring of 1787 to work on the Constitution. These 5 men played important roles. So the planner was James Madison. So he was alive from 1751 to 1836, and he was from Virginia. So James Madison did his homework. He came up with many of the ideas for the U.S. Constitution. He used the Virginia Constitution as a model. He pushed for a strong federal government. Okay, the small starter was William Paterson. So he was alive from 1745 until 1806 and was from New Jersey. William Paterson stood up for the smaller states. Paterson wanted all the states to have the same power in Congress. His idea became the model for the U.S. Senate, which we've already talked about. The next person's the writer, Governor Morris. And he was alive from 1752 to 1816 and was from Pennsylvania. So notice that each of these big framers for the Constitution are mostly coming from different states. This Governor Morris wrote most of the final draft of the Constitution. He wrote the document's most famous words, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." Those are very popular words we still hear today. The leader was George Washington, alive from 1732 to 1799. He also was from Virginia, just like James Madison. All the delegates agreed George Washington would be president of the Constitutional Convention. Washington was the hero of the Revolutionary War. He inspired the delegates to work hard and trust one another. And the uniter was Benjamin Franklin, alive from 1706 to 1790 and also from Pennsylvania. Benjamin Franklin was the oldest member of the Constitutional Convention. Others listened to his ideas. He gave a powerful speech. He got the unhappy delegates to sign the Constitution. So, question from this chapter, after the Revolutionary War, what were some of the problems the United States faced? So, go back, maybe listen again or write it down, jot down your thoughts, think about it. What problems was the United States having once they gained their freedom? Chapter 3, the Constitutional Convention. A date was set for a constitutional convention in Philadelphia. On May 14, 1787, delegates met to develop a plan for a new government. But only delegates from Virginia and Pennsylvania showed up on the right date. Oh my goodness. Over here is Patrick Henry is famous for saying, "Give me liberty or give me death" during the Revolutionary War. And down here it says, Patrick Henry, the governor of Virginia, refused to attend the Constitutional Convention. He said, "I smell a rat." Henry feared that a strong government would take too many rights away from states and individuals. So, bad weather made travel slow and difficult. New Hampshire didn't have enough money for its delegates' trip. Others worried about the meeting's true purpose. Many leaders were planning to take away states' rights. Down here it says Benjamin Franklin was not feeling well on the first day of the convention. He was carried to the meeting in a seated chair. Slowly, delegates trickled in. The meeting finally started on May 25th. Delegates decided to keep their discussion secret. Guards kept out the public and newspaper reporters. It was very hot inside, but the curtain and windows remained closed. The delegates agreed that General George Washington should be president of the convention. He was known for his fairness. The delegates trusted him. They were ready to get to work. Up here it says, the Senate originally proposed that the president be called His Highness the President of the United States of America and Protector of their Liberties. It's a really long name for a president. Many Americans wanted George Washington to be King of the United States. Okay, so your second journal question includes, describe the Constitutional Convention with details from the text. So, thank you guys for listening. I cannot wait to work with you again soon, and have a wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to hearing your 4th grade whole answer questions to these problems. Bye, guys.